Hey there, Megan here. Today we're going to work on knees. I had a few people reach out with some knee injuries and wanted to see if there was anything that they could do. So, with some stretching, some pressure point, and some new awareness, hopefully we're going to get those knees healed and working so much better. So, just to start off, I wanted to share a little bit about the emotional side or the symbolic side of knees. And joints, especially the knees, tend to be pointing out areas that maybe we're not being flexible in our life. Maybe that areas are a little rigid, we're not going with the flow. So, as you're working to open up and heal your knees, just keep that in mind in your life. Areas that maybe you're not being super flexible or things aren't working out the way that you want, try to get into that mode of figuring out the solutions within the challenges and figure out how to, go with the flow a little bit more. They tend to be a little bit about control. So when there are areas that are not working and we really are grasping to try to fix it in the way that we can control it, sometimes the opposite tends to work really well, which is letting go, observing, and seeing, getting into that state that goes, what can we do about this right now? And maybe it's not that important, or maybe it is, but I have to sort of sit back and wait for better timing, or things like that. So just something to keep in mind whenever we're working on body work. I will introduce the sort of symbolic idea of the area of the body and where things get stored or locked. All right, so let's get started. I'm gonna have a little sip before we get started. So first I want to warm them up. So sort of the hands together. Let's get some energy and give them a little bit of love. We are so hard on our bodies. We really expect them to work. And then when they don't, we tend to be sort of hard and lash back. And feels like there's this everything, nothing. I either have to go into the doctor and get surgery and go on medication, or I'm not going to be able to do anything. So we need to kind of step back and honor the fact that our body does work so much of the time and give it a little bit of kindness and care, which I say a lot, but it's true. All right, so we're going to just get some warmth and energy into the knees and feel around. Start to notice where places are locked, which areas are hurting, and get underneath in the leg pit. And I'm just kind of moving them around and just warming them up. Not too much pressure at all, just bringing some awareness, some warmth, and some energy into the knees. All right. So let's move them a little bit. We're going to stand up and we're going to move them in a circle. So you don't have to move. I'm just trying to show you what that movement looks like. You can just stand and do little circles. So one way, all around, and the other way, all around. Again, just some movement into the knees. And as I say with everything, these parts don't work independently. They're all interconnected with so many other things in our body. So I am going to upload one that is sort of my daily practice. It's a lot of different things and how I go back and forth between body parts. But just to start bringing awareness and noticing where these things are and getting some movement into them, we are just going to focus on the knees today. All right, so now that they're a little bit warm, I am going to take off my sleeves because I always forget. I'm going to show a stance that is very, very helpful for knee stretching and can be very, very painful when you're first starting. So this is what they call rock pose. I've got my feet tucked under my butt and I'm sitting on them. So this is stretching out the knees. And so I'm going to rock a little bit. And you'll feel this through the hips, you'll feel this through the quads maybe. When I was starting, I couldn't sit on them at all. They were so locked up, they were so in pain. So I would say get a pillow under your butt and do it as deep as you can, and then just sit with it for a little bit and feel that stretch through the knees. I know it can be intense, but what I do is take that deep breath, settle in and feel it. Take another breath, settle in and feel it. So we're just going to sit and then We're going to rock back and forth again. I'm going to change positions, but you just stay still. So I'm rocking my hips back and forth. So this is kind of giving these knees a massage. That's it. And honestly, this every single day will help your knees open up. If you do this for 5 to 10 minutes a day, you'll notice your feet will start to loosen up, your quads will start to loosen up, the fronts of your legs and all through the knees will start to loosen up. So it's a profound position. And if you look at kids, kids can sit like this all day. Adults, not so much because all this stuff is tight. But you'll get there, little by little. All right. That's the rock pose. Yeah, and whenever you can, get into this position. If this is super comfortable to you, which it is for some people, you can open up the feet and get a little bit deeper. And that one I feel. The other one, not so much. So I've got my feet out now, and I'm digging in. Now, if the other one wasn't comfortable, don't move to this one. Never push your body further than your body wants to go. That's that whole listen to your body, see where you're at, and there's no comparison. For me, like I said, when I started, could barely sit, and now this one I really feel it. So find that place that you can sit comfortably. Notice your face. If your face is scrunching up, that's usually a sign it's too far. Go a little bit less, and notice if you can be in a relaxed state. So yeah, we just sat on our feet for a little bit. Now we're going to move them nice and slow, easy on the knees, move slow with the knees. And if you can't do that one, that's okay. So we're going to move back and forth here just to get some movement back in them. And then I'm going to teach you another one that is sort of silly looking, but it's pretty amazing. All right, so for this one, I'm going to lay back. You can lay your whole body back, but I'm just going to keep my head up so I can keep talking. So this one is straighten and bend, nice and slow, just to start out. And if you can only get here, that's fine. If you can't straighten your leg the whole way, that's fine. But just get some movement into the back of the knee and feel it pull just slightly in the back of the knee. And now we're going to do butt kicks. They do this one in Kundalini Yoga, where you just kick your butt. Now that we've got some movement in the knees, and some warmth in the knees, and a little bit of stretching, I want you to give it a kick. Kick it. So let's go back to kicking the butt. Let's go back to slow and stretch the back of the knee. And then kick it, kick it, kick it, kick it. All right. Let's check in, notice if there's new movement in here, new feeling. And see where you're at. And keep breathing. Breathe into the knees and relax them. Breathe into the knees and relax them. The whole time you're doing knee work, fill them with your intention, fill them with your oxygen. That's going to actually help loosen, flush, and get some blood moving in there. Because the system wants to clean that stuff out, but too many times we're holding our breath and we're not allowing the toxins to be released, and we're not allowing oxygen in there to freshen them up and loosen them up. Okay, so I want to show you some pressure points, and this one, okay, actually first I'm going to teach you one where you stick this knee in the back of the leg pit and in the calf. So my pants are too long. I am rolling my calf on my knee. So this is kind of giving a massage on both places, and a lot of times the knees don't open up because the calves are too tight. And the calves don't open up because the ankles and feet are too tight. So it is really important to do that so you can see my foot. I am rubbing my knee into my calf. Do it as hard or as gently. A lot of times calves are really, really sensitive. So start sort of gently, and then stick it right into that knee pit and roll it back and forth. Other side, I'm sticking it into the calf, pushing down. I call this one the Grasshopper because it's like you're playing music with your legs. So you're going to find all sorts of knots in those calves, and those calves are keeping the knees from flushing down. So get a little bit of movement into the calves and stick that knee right into that leg pit. And feel free to do a couple of rolls of the ankle and toes. You'll hear some cracks as things move down. If you haven't seen the other bodywork video where I talk about how all the systems work together, feel free to check that out. I'll put the link below. All right, so back to, like I was going to do, some pressure points. So this is where I want you to start to get to know your knee again. Get to know it. When I was little, I saw the patella, the like little circle knee bone right here, moved. I used to call it like an egg yolk. It looked like a wobbly egg yolk. That when your leg is straight and totally relaxed, if you can do this, your knee bone actually completely moves independently. That patella moves completely independently. And what happens is it gets completely locked in there with all of this other blockage around the knee. So I want you to start to dig your thumbs into the areas around your knee. And I want you to start to feel where there's hard parts, where there's pain. And I want you to explore that area. And you can do circles out. You can do movements like this. But mostly it's about you starting to get to know your own knee and your own body. And it's okay to explore it. Uh-oh. I might have to edit. Or not. We'll see how they're doing. So I want you to dig in, and I want you to see if you can get a little bit of movement and see where those locks are. And I want you to just start to feel. And now I'm taking the sides, like this, along the side of the knee. So just to know some of the things that are locking it in, there's usually a nice, it's called a T-band here, and there's another strip here. Those can get locked up. There's also a big knot right on the inner side of the knee that you tend to think is bone, but it's actually a big old blockage right in there. And then the other part, and I'm sorry I'm wearing dark leggings, is that this spot right below the knee, right in here, by the shin bone, you can take your fingers in and you can kind of scratch. So I'm going out and in, up to the knee, and you'll find that there's usually a lock right in here. So again, all of that's locking it in, and then right around the kneecap is locking it in, and then there's some stuff underneath the knee pit that gets really tight. So I'll dig in and up and kind of move it around a little bit. So I'm doing around the kneecap and around the sides and then underneath. Alright, so that was one side. We'll do the other side. So I'm going to do the thumbs around the kneecap. Notice where those blocks are, see what's moving, see what's crunchy, and give it some pressure if you can. See if you can get a little bit of movement in there. Now I'm pushing like that. And underneath the knee pit. And then finger scratch down on the sides, underneath the knee, on the sides of the shin bone. You can really get in there. Yeah. Feel free to squeeze it too if you can. Your hands might not be strong at the beginning, but they will get stronger, and there's a hand exercise that really helps hands get stronger. All right, the last one that we're going to do is a forward bend to stretch out the backs. So feet out in front of you. Keep them bent. You don't have to be totally straight, and we're going to lean into it. Now here's the secret about stretching, is that the secret about stretching is that you don't want to just push. You actually just want to hang. And as you hang, expand your breath into the area with the inhale and exhale, and just completely relax. And let the head drop. And it's going to be uncomfortable, and you're going to want to kind of tighten up. But when you feel that wanting to tighten up, breathe into it again, and then just sink. You're going to be as flexible as you are. Don't push it and don't compare. Then the other one that we're going to do is a really open sort of butterfly, and we're going to stretch down that way. Try to do like 3 to 5 breaths. Hi, boys. So, my silly boys, are always wanting to be near mommy, which is awesome. Yeah, that's why it's sort of challenging to do videos, but I still want to be able to share these with you. So thank you for bearing with me with my little darlings going in a tornado of energy. All right, so knees. What we were doing, we had an open butterfly position, not too tight in, and this one's going to stretch out the sides. So we're going to lean, and again, let the head drop. And try to do 3 to 5 breaths with your head down, inhaling, expanding, exhaling, relaxing. All right. So there's some basics for knees, my friends. Thank you. So thank you so much for spending some time with me today to work on your body and work on your knees. Keep doing that rock pose stretch and just feel around, doing those pressure points and a bit of massage, a bit of stretching, and you will see a huge difference. Thank you for honoring your body today and spending time with us as we tried to get this video out. I love you so much from Peru. If you want to keep following on some bodywork tips, feel free to subscribe, hit the bell, and join us.
I'm watching the movie.
Yeah.
I'm watching the video.
Yeah, thanks for watching the video. Join us next time. I love you.